Hello everyone, today in this video I'm going to show you how to turn your sports photos into graphics just like this one. I'll be doing a game day graphic, but you can always switch it up if you want. Alright, let's get into it. So to start off, you're going to want to look up PixArt on your computer. This way you can remove your background and make your image transparent. So you want to click upload, and then you can go to any picture you want. So I click this picture, for example, this football picture. So I just click it, press open, it says processing image, and then you're going to want to click download. Once that's done, it should be downloaded to your computer and you should be all set. Alright, you're now going to want to go into Canva. Press create and then select Instagram post, which is 4x5 dimensions. Once you're in, click upload files so you can go into your files and select your transparent image. Select your image and press open. Now your picture will be ready for us to use in the graphic later. Alright, so now click on elements, and now I'm going to select this picture. It's like a black background with like a white splash. The next step is to add a square shape. So you can see I add it here, and it's gray. It's not the color I want, but I'll change that later. So I resize it first to the dimensions that I want. And then when I'm done with that, I click on the color, and then I can change the gradients. You can see there's gradients here at the bottom, but I'm going to select one that I already have saved. It's like a red and black gradient. From here, you're going to want to click on uploads, and then you can actually drag in your picture. So your picture should be transparent, and what I do here is I line it up with the bottom of the square, and you can resize and make your picture bigger. Alright, now we're going to add in some text. The text font that I'm using is called Anton, and since this is going to be a game day graphic, we're going to type game day. I'm also going to resize these to 140 font size, as we want this text to be the first thing that people read. Now what I do here is tilt my text 90 degrees and kind of line it up on the side of the square. If you need to, you can zoom in super close so you can check to see if your words are lined up properly. Next, go back into elements and then add in some arrows. I end up cropping them because I don't need that many arrows, and then I tilt it 90 degrees. I then change the color to white and then place the arrows towards the bottom of the square. Make sure you have everything lined up. I'm now going to copy the arrows and add them to the top, and then rotate the arrows again. Again, line the arrows up with the corner of the square. Alright, now that that's out of the way, I'm going to add in some dots. I have this element right here, and I'm going to drag them and place them to the right of my player head. I'm now going to change the color to white, and then if you want, you can change the transparency. I think it's a little too strong right now, so I'm going to lower it to about 70. You can mess around with this if you want. You can go stronger or lighter. We're now going to add in some more text. So start by adding a new text box, and I'm going to type out our school name, which is the University of the Cumberlands. So you can see I rotate it again and place it here on the right side. And then I'm going to make it smaller so it matches up towards the end of the corner. Next step is to add a date. So we're going to type out a date. I just made up this date. But type it up and then rotate it again. And I'm going to make this font size the same as it is on the right side. So 44. We're now going to add one last text box, and this will show the college that they're versing. I'm going to place it here at the bottom and make sure that it's in the center. The next step is to spice it up and add a few more elements. So I'm going to add in a lined graph. I'm going to add it here kind of towards the right, towards the bottom of the square. And then I'm going to go in and actually crop it. So there's lines around it right now, but I'm going to eliminate those and crop those. So you can see I double click on the image, and then I crop the sides by just bringing them in a little bit. So after I'm done with that, I click on the image and drag it to the right. And then I click on my layers and send it behind the player, but still in front of the square. We're going to continue to add a few more elements, and this time we're going to add a light beam. So we're going to drag this in, and it's green right now. We're going to actually change the color to white. We're going to put it behind the game day. So we're going to drag down the transparency. I'm going to put it to around 10 so it's not too crazy. You don't want it to blow out your text, but you also want it to be visible. What you might actually have to do is go into your layers and move it behind your text if it's not already. As you can see, it adds like an underglow effect and makes that game day pop. It's very subtle, but it makes a difference. Alright, we're almost done, but first we got to add a few more effects. So the next one is going to be this dust and like grain effect. It gives your image a really unique look, and if you throw this on, it kind of looks like a preset. So here I'm resizing it, make sure it lines up, and yeah, it kind of just gives off this cool effect as you can see. One thing you want to do though is make sure your player isn't super grainy. So I'm going to have everything else grainy, but I want my player to be nice and clean. So what I'm going to do is go to layers and then drag my player over the grain. so that my player is nice and clear. As you can see, it's nice and crisp. The last element that I'll be adding is this black linear gradient. I'm going to put it at the bottom and I'm going to really stretch it out. Again, it's a very subtle effect, but it adds a dark transition and makes some of the text easier to read. I'm now going to go into the transparency and lower it just a tad bit to about 90. Since you spent time on this graphic, you want to make sure you apply the best export settings to get the best quality. I'm going to show you the best export settings you can use in the free version of Canva. So start by clicking share in the top right and choose download. For the file type, select PNG. This gives you the cleanest, sharpest image. Even on the free plan, PNG still looks better than JPEG, especially for text, outlines, and colors. Once you choose PNG and confirm your canvas is the size you want, just hit download and you're ready to post. These settings will give you the highest possible quality in the free version of Canva. And there you have it. That's a graphic you can make with your sports photos. If you all enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, comment down below if you'd like to see more sports graphics like this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.